Imagine this. You're scrolling through car listings and you see a four-door sports sedan with aggressive styling, a twin-turbo V6 engine, rear-wheel drive, Brembo brakes, and a 0-60 time that rivals a BMW 340i. But it's not from BMW, not Audi, not Lexus. It's a Kia. This is the story of the Kia Stinger GT2, a car that hit the streets in 2017 and flipped the script on everything people thought they knew about the brand. A car from a company once mocked for economy boxes dared to take on German giants in their own backyard. And surprisingly, it actually had the chops to do it. This isn't just some cool-looking sedan with a turbo badge slapped on. The Stinger GT2 was born from passion, crafted by ex-Audi designers and BMW engineers, tested on the Nürburgring, and armed with one goal: disrupt the premium performance game at a fraction of the price. So buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most unexpected underdog stories in modern car history, the rise and fall of the Kia Stinger GT2, and why it might just be the most overlooked performance sedan of our generation. To understand the Stinger GT2, you've got to go back to 2011. That year, Kia revealed a concept car called the GT at the Frankfurt Motor Show. People were stunned. This wasn't just another budget commuter car with some body cladding and plastic wheels. It looked sharp, sleek, and performance-focused, something out of Germany, not South Korea. Then, in 2014, they dropped another bombshell, the GT4 Stinger concept. This one looked more like a compact sports coupe, but the message was loud and clear. Kia was getting serious about performance. Most people dismissed them. It's just a concept. Kia's never gonna make a real driver's car. But behind the scenes, something huge was happening. Peter Schreier, the guy who designed the original Audi TT, had become Kia's chief design officer. His goal: completely flip the brand's image. And working alongside him was Gregory Guillaume, another European design master. Together they wanted to build a proper Grand Tourer, a long, low rear-wheel drive sports sedan that could eat up highway miles and corner like a coupe. But design alone wasn't enough. To make the Stinger handle like a German performance car, they needed real engineering firepower. So they brought in Albert Biermann, the guy who used to run BMW's M division. That's like Kia calling in the Avengers. Biermann joined Hyundai Kia in 2015 and got straight to work. He took the foundation of the Genesis G70 and tuned it to be sharper, faster, and more dynamic. His mission: prove that Kia could not only design something beautiful, but make it drive like it belonged on the Autobahn. And the end result: the Stinger GT2, a rear-wheel drive twin-turbo V6 beast that didn't just look good, it backed it up with real performance. All right, let's talk numbers, because the Stinger GT2 wasn't all show and no go. At launch, the car came with two engine options. There was the base model with a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, pushing out 255 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. Not bad, decent for a daily. But that's not the one we care about. The GT2, the one that truly made headlines, packed a 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 part of Hyundai's Lambda 2 engine family. This monster pumped out 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. And when paired with Kia's 8-speed automatic and optional all-wheel drive, it could launch from 0 to 60 in just 4.6 seconds. That's not just quick, that's dangerously close to cars like the BMW 340i, Audi S5 Sportback, and even the Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400. Top speed around 167 miles per hour. And the best part, you didn't have to pay $60,000 to experience it. A fully loaded Stinger GT2 with all the bells and whistles barely cracked $50K brand new. In the used market today, you can find clean examples for as low as $25,000. For that kind of power, luxury, and performance, that's wild. Now let's talk about what really set the Stinger apart. It didn't just go fast in a straight line. It actually handled. Albert Biermann made sure of that. The guy spent years perfecting M cars at BMW, and he brought that same philosophy to the Stinger. He had the team spend over 10,000 kilometers testing the car on the Nürburgring in Germany. That's not just for fun, it's one of the most brutal proving grounds on the planet. The Stinger GT2 came standard, with a limited-slip differential, adaptive suspension, and Brembo brakes. Even the tires were high-performance Michelin Pilot Sports. The result, it could pull around 0.91 g on the skid pad, pretty solid for a four-door luxury sedan. The steering was sharp, the chassis was balanced, and despite being over 4,000 pounds, the Stinger felt agile and planted. It wasn't a full-on track weapon like a BMW M3, but that wasn't the point. The Stinger was built to be a grand tourer. A car you could blast through back roads with on the weekend, then cruise comfortably in during the week. The Stinger didn't stay stagnant either. In 2020, Kia gave it a facelift and some solid updates to keep it fresh. The styling got sharper, new headlights, updated wheels, and cleaner lines around the rear. But the big change was under the hood. They added a new 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder with 300 horsepower, replacing the old 2.0-liter base engine. That gave the base model a nice bump in performance. The 3.3-liter V6 got a small power increase too, going from 365 to 368 horsepower. Not a massive jump, but enough to keep it competitive. Kia also upgraded the tech. The infotainment system went from 8 inches to 10.25 inches, with sharper graphics and faster response. The digital gauge cluster got more features, and they added more safety tech: 2-lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise, blind spot, monitoring the works. It was clear that Kia wasn't just tossing this car out there and forgetting it. They kept refining it, making it better every year. Let's be honest, most Kia before this looked like rental cars. But the Stinger. This thing had presence. It had a long, low stance with a sweeping roofline that gave it a fastback look. The front end was aggressive with a wide tiger nose grille, sharp LED headlights, and functional air intakes. The rear was equally mean: quad exhaust tips, a subtle spoiler, and a diffuser that made it look way sportier than any other Kia before it. Even the vents on the hood and fenders were real. No fake plastic here. Inside, it was equally impressive. Leather seats, brushed aluminum trim, a flat-bottom steering wheel, ambient lighting, and a massive infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The GT2 trim even got a Harman Kardon sound system and heated, ventilated seats. This wasn't just a fast car, it was a comfortable, well-equipped one, too. A legit daily driver that didn't feel cheap. And again, all of this for way less than what BMW, Audi, or Mercedes would charge you for a similarly spec'd car. Now you know a car has real performance potential when police departments start using them. Yep, the Stinger GT2 actually got picked up by law enforcement in countries like Australia, Poland, and even the UK. These weren't unmarked beaters either. Some were fully liveried highway pursuit vehicles. Why? Because they were fast, reliable, and comfortable. They could hang with high-speed chases while giving officers a solid daily ride. That kind of real-world endorsement speaks volumes. It shows that the Stinger GT2 wasn't just a marketing stunt, it was the real deal. The Stinger didn't just win over cops, it won over critics, too. It took home the Red Dot Design Award and the IF Product Design Award. Motor Week named it their Best of the Year in 2018. It made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. Even longtime skeptics were shocked at how good it was. Every review seemed to say the same thing: "I can't believe this is a Kia." It drove like a proper sports sedan. It looked like something that belonged in a much higher tax bracket. And it was fun. That's the key word here, fun. The Stinger had character. It had soul. It made you feel something. So if the Stinger GT2 was so great, why didn't it sell like crazy? Well, there were a few reasons. First, badge stigma. No matter how good it was, some people just couldn't get past the fact that it was a Kia. They didn't care that it had BMW engineering or Audi design, they just saw the badge and assumed it was cheap. Second, the sedan market was dying. Crossovers and SUVs were taking over. Even legends like the Ford Fusion and Chevy Impala were getting axed. People weren't buying sporty four-doors anymore. Third, resale value. Kia have never been known for holding their value, and the Stinger was no different. People were hesitant to drop $50K on a car that could be worth half that in a couple of years. And finally, it was misunderstood. Most buyers didn't know what to make of it. Was it a luxury car? A sports car? A grand tourer? Kia didn't have the brand identity to make it click with buyers like BMW or Lexus did. In 2023, Kia officially announced the end of the Stinger. It was a sad day for enthusiasts, but not a surprise. They sent it off with a tribute edition, only 1,000 units worldwide. It came in matte gray with a terracotta brown interior, special badging, and unique wheels. A proper farewell to a car that meant so much to the brand. Today, the Stinger lives on in the used market. And if you're looking for a fast, stylish, well-equipped sedan that's different from the usual BMW Audi crowd, it's hard to beat. The Stinger GT2 wasn't perfect. Some interior plastics felt cheap. The badge still turned off some buyers, and resale was a concern. But those things don't define what it was. What made the Stinger special was what it represented. It proved that Kia could make a serious driver's car. It showed that with the right people and the right vision, any brand, no matter its past, could build something extraordinary. It inspired Kia to keep pushing the envelope. Today, cars like the EV6 GT exist because the Stinger paved the way. It opened doors, changed perceptions, and gave us a rare thing in the car world, a true underdog story. If you stuck around to the end, shout out to you. You just learned about one of the most slept-on performance cars of the last decade. The Kia Stinger GT2 wasn't just a good car for a Kia, it was a good car, period. So, next time you see one on the road, don't sleep on it. That's not just a Kia, that's a statement. If you love deep dives into hidden legends, JDM heroes, and underrated sleepers, hit that subscribe button and join the squad. We've got more heat coming. Peace.